All right, team, turns!
Take me out on the water.
We eat fishy.
Way out in the woods. Where the breathing is easy, the living is good.
All you can do is just laugh.
Out in the great
Larry Smith Outdoors is brought to you in part by Badger Sportsman, Bartline Barrels, Warrior Boats, Wilderness North Lodge, Big Snow Resort, Hard and Soft Fishing, Suzuki, Lynch of McGuanago, Dick Smith's Bait and Tackle, Wings Over Wisconsin, Kamick Law Firm, Deep Freeze, Cold Snap, Otter, Norm's Egg, and Jiffy.
And remember, it's a great day to be alive.
out in the great outdoors.
Holy moly.
God, my boat looks big with Adam in it. Man, isn't that something? I thought that it looks like it's like a 28-footer.
Hey, you should have been here like an hour ago.
Yeah, I know it. You know what? First time in my life I've ever overslept. But you know, Chris did say to me, he did say that at least I had the common courtesy to call him, not like another guy that they film with you once in a while that just shows up late. I actually called him.
You know, I got to start the morning off right away trying to bust on these guys, bust their chops as much as I can, especially Adam. So, you know, it's not like I'm picking on him for anything, but I got to get ahead of them because I know how this is going to go here this morning.
Welcome to Larry Smith Outdoors. This morning we took a little ride south again and we're fishing on Pewaukee for bass. And you know what? Like I said, coming to the dock, I'm putting a little disclaimer in with you too because you guys do fish a lot of tournaments and I am not a bass tournament fishing guy. Just so you know it, don't give me that look. We're fishing with Chris and Adam. No, you guys, what are we gonna be doing this morning out on Pewaukee here?
Well, Larry, we've got 3 baits we're gonna be throwing today. We've got a wacky worm,
Yep.
Kalin's tube, and the Kalin seismic shad.
What's gonna work better? Do you have any idea?
I think early it's gonna be the shad,
Okay.
then the tube, and then the wacky worm.
Now, I could have swore, Chris, on the way here that you told me yesterday that we were going to be fishing smallmouth because I know this is a tremendous smallmouth fishery, right?
This is a great smallmouth fishery in the spring and the fall.
Okay.
In the summer, it gets real tough to find them and locate them.
Mainly we're going to fish largemouth today, huh?
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. So we might have to come back this fall and try for the smallmouth because, again, I heard there's rumors of big smallmouth in this lake.
Huge, giant smallmouth.
Okay, good. Hey, stay tuned. Let's see what happens this morning here on Pewaukee Lake and see how bad these guys put a hurting on me this morning. Oh, come on. What?
A good bass, baby.
A bass?
Hey, you got the Frable? Let's go.
No, we don't have Frables. Oh, that is a nice fish.
What do we have?
You're a bass guy. You fling them right in.
Put this thing
Are you
up 10
kidding me?
feet.
Huh? Come on. Oh, nice fish. Hey, are you honestly going there with me, telling me a bass guy needs a net? Now, what's the markings on the side right there? Is that a muskie?
That's a muskie that tried to eat it.
Well, I want the muskie. Nice job. Hey, I'll tell you, that's a decent fish. Can we expect to catch them like that all day?
I'm hoping they get bigger than this, Larry.
Oh, hey, what do you got on there?
This is our Kalin seismic shad.
You got another one on them?
I do. We've got plenty, Larry. We know where they're made.
Oh, Adam, nice fish. You gonna fling him in? Look at the size of that. No, you know what? Don't hurt yourself coming down that. That's pretty high step there, buddy.
You're gonna have to get a ladder for me to get back up.
Boy, that's a nice fish. Now, what were you doing there, Adam?
Oh, we're just throwing this nice black neon Kalin's tube with the big heavy sinker right in the weeds.
You'd think is that bait like going right down through the weeds with that big sinker on there, or are you staying above it?
We're definitely trying to get her down there. The nice thing about these tubes, Larry, is there's no extra appendages.
And what do you mean by that, Adam?
There's no extra little arms or legs coming off, so it slides nice and easy right through the weeds.
That's interesting, very interesting. Boy, that's a nice fish. Hold that one up. No, you missed that fish the first time, huh? And it came right back and grabbed it again.
Yep.
Oh. Hey, I'll tell you, Chris, I thought, you know what? I thought for sure, just so you know, I grabbed your rod and you told, listen, nice fish, whoever it is, you told me to go with that wacko worm and I thought you were BSing me.
Do you help with that or no?
No. It's a nice fish.
Don't boat flip him.
No?
No, not with my spinning rod.
I'd buy you a new spinning rod if I broke it. Hey, I'll tell you what, boy, that thing absolutely annihilated that bait. And you know, this is the first spot we pulled up on. You said there was no weeds here, it was all rock, and we were gonna catch a smallmouth. But I do believe, I'm not a big bass guy, but I do believe, Mr. Wilson, that is a largemouth. And I do believe the other thing is that, you know what, and I don't want to get too cocky, but you know what, I do believe that we are tied 1-1-1. Not saying much, are you?
No, that's a nice fish too.
Thank you.
The Warrior story continues with the best tracking, driest ride in the industry. Designed with a high degree of dead rise and bow flare to push water out and down for a smooth, dry, comfortable ride. The smart trolling keel limits bow drift for enhanced boat control in the wind, and with a lifetime hull warranty, Warrior boats are built to last. Warrior Boats, a legend reborn.
Badger Sportsman Magazine, Wisconsin's premier outdoor magazine. Fishing and hunting in Wisconsin, written by outdoor enthusiasts from Wisconsin. Each issue features timely fishing and hunting articles from experts across the state. Badger Sportsman Magazine will help you make the most out of your time in the woods or on the water. Subscribe to Badger Sportsman Magazine today.
Hey folks, the Badger Sportsman Magazine wants to see a picture of you having fun in the outdoors. And to have a chance to win a trip with us here on Larry Smith Outdoors and a hardened softwater fishing kit, all you have to do is submit that picture to thebadgersportsman.com. Thanks, Chris.
There's nothing like a good sun drop in the morning.
There's nothing like a lot of good sun drops in the morning. Oh, you're one up on me again. Boy, you're kicking Adams. That's a nicer fish. Oh, smallmouth. Hey, Mr. Wilson, I thought you said we weren't going to catch any smallmouth today.
I said we weren't going to target any smallmouth.
Oh, we weren't going to target. Why do you always change the story all the time? You know? Mr. Wilson, what'd you catch that on? Same thing?
Same tube. He was just in the mix of the rocks and the weeds.
Hey, I think you should tell everybody now twice, you guys are using what, 50-pound braid?
50-pound braid.
Now twice, you and
We've
Adam
each been bit off twice by muskies.
One more time and I'm gonna start fishing muskies. Hey Adam, it's kind of funny that you switched to Chris this side. Ooh, nice fish, look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. That is a nice fish. Well, now what were you doing besides trying to cast over Chris's line? Which I can't say I blame you the way
I did a good job of it, didn't I?
You did a great job. It's going to be both of us here pretty soon.
Yeah, another nice one on that tube. Right in the grass. And look at that.
Muskie mark.
Another muskie mark.
I cannot get over the amount of muskies in this lake. Adam, one more of them, and we got to switch over. Come on. You can't let him do this to us.
I think he's front-ending us, Larry.
Yeah, see, I know it. Every time I throw out there, you know, it's a big deal here. Mr. Wilson, another nice fish, I'll tell you that. But you're kind of a sneaky fella.
We're drifting with the wind.
What do you mean that ball mount keeps turning? Every time Adam and you catch a fish, all of a sudden the ball mount goes to a certain direction where we can't get at it. Boy, Chris, that is a nice fish.
Another good one here.
Hey, you've actually seen muskies come up and T-bone these big bass, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that is a big fish right there. I cannot get over the size. Oh, you're not going to flip that one, huh?
No.
You should have Adam's dog here. You would have caught it. Nice job. Woo! That's a tanker. Nice. Now, how big do you think that one is?
4 1/4, 4 1/2.
I think you're exaggerating. If he was mine, he'd be 5, but.
So what we have here, Larry, you put a bobber stop on first.
Right, one of the rubber ones.
We use the rubber ones.
Okay.
But there's all different kinds that you can use.
Okay.
Anything to peg your sinker down.
So that's what you're saying, that's your peg right there,
That's what
okay.
pegs the sinker. So you put the bobber stopper on, you put your sinker on,
Yep.
and then you tie your hook.
So the question is, before we go too far, Chris, how do you know how far to set the peg? Like you said,
snug
at 3 inches?
Nope, you snug it as tight as you can.
Oh, so okay, so that fish, it slid because of the fish.
Right.
Okay.
So the reason why you peg it is when it's falling through the weeds, the thick weeds.
Right.
If you don't peg it, the weight will go down and the bait will stay above the weeds.
Makes sense. Good
So
idea. Right.
when you peg it, when the sinker goes through the weeds, the bait goes with it.
Well, let me ask you the next question is, now why can't a guy just use a jig with a hook, and do it like that? What's the difference between that sinker versus using a regular jig? Because obviously a jig has got the same weight system as you pegging it.
And you can definitely use a jig. The thing is with the tube or similar type creature bait,
right,
it's a more compact profile,
okay,
so it's more of a finesse type presentation.
Okay.
Some days they'll eat the jig real good, others days it's too big and bulky and they don't want it.
Now show us the proper way to hook that tube.
So what you do is you slide it through the head of your bait, and then you take it where the hook bends and you put it through right there, and put it all the way through the bait so it's out like that. And then what you do is you pinch it and push it up a little bit,
and that makes it weedless?
And that makes it weedless.
Okay.
Well, I think what a lot of people don't understand is when you have these big mat flats of weeds,
right,
these big weed flats, and it looks super thick on top, but underneath they grow like trees. They'll grow up from a single plant.
Like a stalk, huh?
Yeah, and then spread out.
Okay.
So inside there's tunnels where the fish live and the bluegills live and all the other animals live.
Hiding from the muskies.
Right, hiding from the muskies. But once you get it through there, and you'll be able to feel it, once you get through the initial weeds, it'll feel like it's just free falling to the bottom.
Okay.
And then when you jig it up, you'll hit the bottom of the mat,
right,
and you drop it back down. If you lift it up,
so you're not lifting it all the way up.
No.
You're, to the stroke of your rod. You're basically just lifting it up till you feel that bottom of the weeds.
Right.
Right. Okay. Where they start branching off.
Yes.
Very interesting there. Hey, the other thing I want to ask you, Chris, is that we fished a few weeks ago over in the Madison chain, and I started off using super braid, and Kevin was just absolutely annihilating me, and he was using mono, so I switched to mono, and it helped out tremendously, fluorocarbon. Now, today I see that you and Adam, and I've got one of your rods, or Adam's rods, and we've got 50-pound braid on here. What's the difference between that?
Well, when you're fishing these thick weeds like this,
even if it's clear or
even if it's clear, because the weeds are so thick,
right,
they aren't going to see your line.
Okay.
But any advantage you can get to get those big fish out of that thick cover,
right,
is what you want. So the braid has zero stretch. So as soon as you set the hook and your rod moves a foot, that fish moves a foot out of the weeds. So that's why we use the braid in this heavy, thick cover.
Awesome. Hey, let's keep fishing. Now, I'll tell you something. One thing I've learned over the years, I've gotten just a little bit wiser. Years ago, I probably wasn't quite as smart. And that's the nice part. One of the nice parts about getting older is that when storms come and there's threats of lightning, definitely time to get off the water for sure. I remember years ago, a couple different times where the line, you'd let your line out and there was so much electricity in the air that it would pull the line straight up and out, Just probably not the smartest thing in the world, but I was a little bit naive back then. Just didn't want to think that it could never happen to me. Plus it gives me a time to eat some food. Grapes today, or cherries, I think.
Better than a shelled egg.
That was not even funny. I'm not doing that again, I'll tell you that. No way. The after effects of that were not good. We won't talk about that.
Kalin's has been catching multi-species fish for over 30 years. From our crappie grubs, to our seismic series of hybrid swim baits and grubs, to our jerk minnows,
You can't see that jerk minnow, can you?
to our garlic and salt impregnated wacko worm.
That's a Kalin's Wacko.
our premium line of Kalin jig heads. Oh, and our original Kalin's grub still does a pretty good job too.
Fish, look at that Kalin's in her mouth right there.
Wings Over Wisconsin, a nonprofit organization dedicated to natural resource restoration, preservation, and education with youth and community involvement. Through cooperation with private landowners, state and federal agencies, Wings Over Wisconsin has been a leader in the preservation of our natural wildlife habitat, with donated dollars staying in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. For information about how you can join this great organization or how to start a new chapter, please visit wingsoverwisconsin.org.
Patrick, what are you doing out here?
Mark, I'm going fishing this weekend, but with this massive selection of trucks, I can't figure out which one to take.
The brand new Lynch Pewaukee stores have a massive selection of brand new Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Make your next stop at the all-new state-of-the-art Lynch Pewaukee dealerships today.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The bows are all set up pretty much the same way. We run all these AMS retrievers on them. They work well because the line doesn't tangle up.
Yeah.
And they're pretty user friendly. So there's not a heck of a lot you can do wrong with them. And all the arrows are just a plain fiberglass arrow with various kind of fish points on them. And we run these safety slides on all the arrows. And the nice thing about these safety slides that AMS came up with is that it keeps the line from getting hung up on things on the back of the bow, and to keep the arrow from catching and coming back at you. So it really, I highly recommend those for people who are shooting. Take that, knock with it up, knock under the knocking point, set her in your rest. And the way the reels work is the line just piles out of the bottle with no drag or anything.
Holy cats, yeah.
And it doesn't do anything until you squeeze this little rubber trigger right here. And all you're doing is squeezing the line between this big roller that's driven by the reel and this little idler wheel. When you shoot, you'll shoot, the arrow's gonna drive into the bottom, just reel up your slag, pull it out of the bottom, and then reel it up.
Are you saying it's gonna go on the bottom, not into the fish?
Well,
you're saying he might miss one?
I'm saying everybody's gonna miss one. The biggest thing to get used to is you have to aim low.
Hey, this week on Larry Smith Outdoors, we're actually taking a little break from fishing, and we're gonna be going out and doing a little bow shooting tonight. Hey, Greg, you've been doing this for how long? 10 years?
Guiding out of Winnebago for 10 years.
Okay, what do we, you've been doing this, what do we expect to see tonight?
We're probably gonna mostly see carp and gar tonight. We'll see a couple sheephead we can thump at. We might see a dogfish. Trent and I came out last night, did some looking around. We saw quite a few catfish. Of course, you can't shoot those. You can only shoot rockfish. Carp, gar, sucker, sheephead, dogfish. I think we saw a couple shad last night. You can shoot those too if you can hit them. But it's going to be mostly carp and gar tonight.
Right, and I was really kind of surprised you said that, there's enough room, and this is one heck of a boat, I'll tell you that. I can't believe I waited this long to come back and do it, because this is really a very unique thing. And boy, and I'll tell you, talk about a sport that is growing tremendously over the last 10 years. This is definitely one of them right here. If guys want to come out, how many people do you recommend that come on a trip like this and shoot?
I can have up to six shooters at a time.
Cats.
3 or 4 is comfortable. Six you can do. It gets a little bit busy with 6 guys, but you can definitely do it.
Okay. No, when you're coming out on a trip like this, what time frames do you shoot till?
It's usually a 4-hour trip. It's from sundown until 4 hours. Now the days are starting to get sunset's a little bit earlier again, so now we're not going until you know, 1,
wee
1:30
hours
like
and-
we were. It's
Right.
Now it's more, you know, about 8:30, 9 o'clock till 12:31.
Hey, I'm excited. I can't wait to get out here, and we've actually got some special guests here. Got Mitch the Magnificent, right? Look at that. Better known as the Potato Head, right? And we'll talk about that later. And Mr. 56-inch Muskie, Cam, Lucky. You know what? That horseshoe, doesn't that hurt? Sitting on that all the time, right? It's got to be something. And then we got my daughter Lucy, which I don't know what to say about her, but we'll see who's got the hot hand tonight and who can hit what. So stay tuned and enjoy tonight's episode here on Larry Smith Outdoors.
Shotgun Steve Schaefer in the kitchen again. Today I'm bored. I got up. I stole that chunk of venison a couple weeks ago from Larry. I took it out, cleaned it up. I'm gonna strip it out. I'm gonna take my venison beef jerky mix. I'm gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna show you guys how to make it in the oven. This is a totally easy recipe and it only takes a couple hours, and you can use your stove. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can use your stove. So slice your chunks up, whatever size you want to bite on, but don't make them too big because you gotta get that marinade through them. That's about all the bigger I make. I'm gonna chunk up some more. I'm gonna show you guys how to make this quick marinade. I just take a 1-gallon bag, and all the directions are right in the back how to make it. So you take this is for, let's see what it says, for 3 pounds of meat. That's not 3 pounds, but it doesn't take long to make. So I dump that in, put some white vinegar in there. Once again, people, the white vinegar, if you don't know what it does to meat, it breaks it down so that way it's easier to eat when you get done in the oven with the, what you call it, put the toothpicks through it and making jerky out of it. And then put some water in there. And you're ready. I can smell how it's working. Once again, I want to thank my buddy at work, Dan Oberg. He taught me this little trick. You take your venison, it's been marinating for a couple hours, stick a toothpick in it and run it through your rack just like that in the stove. It's sickening how easy this goes in the oven and works. But make sure when it's in the oven, take a cookie sheet, put them underneath there, otherwise the bottom of your stove is gonna be a major mess. Set your stove at 190 or 170, whatever. I set at 170 because it's a Sunday, I got all kinds of time. But if I'm in a hurry and I want it done in 5 or 6 hours, I'll put it at 190. That 20 degrees is not much different, just knocks a little time off of it. All right, folks, here's my setup. I have the oven set at 170. My stick is in there for ventilation, and it's been almost 7 hours. There's my setup. If you look inside there, I got the cookie sheet on the bottom for the drippings, and my venison is hanging. Let's see if I can pull it out and not them all falling off. See how that works? That's awesome how that toothpick holds them up and they dangle instead of having all the marks from the grates on it. It's a little chewy, got a little crust on the outside. Very good. This is good venison. And my kids take it to school for lunch too, they love it.
The Badger Sportsman is the magazine for outdoors in Wisconsin. Not a subscriber? Now is the time. You won't want to miss a single issue. It's packed full of everything you need to know for open water success, no matter what species you're targeting. For availability in your area and subscription information, check out badgersportsman.com today.
Yeah! Look at that. Look at that shot. Lucky. That's all it is. You got it? Ah, Mitchie! Woo, you got him. Nice shot, Mitch. Hey, as you can see, we had a great night tonight out there, I'll tell you. Even though we did have a hot shot here for sure, and I did miss a few more than 6. It wasn't quite 60, but I definitely had a lot of shooting. We all had a lot of shooting. And this is kind of one of these sports, Greg, that is really interesting. You know, this is only the second time I've done this, and I'll definitely be back again to do this every year, hopefully with you guys. Very interesting. And if people want to get a hold of you to come out and experience a great time like we had tonight, how do they do it, you guys?
You can either give me a call at 920-224-4574, or you can look me up on my website. It's just Gar-Git-R Charters.com. I also have a Facebook page. That's usually where I keep all of our most recent trip photos and a report on what kind of action we've been having.
Thanks again, you guys. I appreciate it. Pleasure for sure.
Lots of fun.
Yep. And I hope everybody enjoyed our show this week. And just remember, it's a great day to be alive.
Adam, it counts, right? You're not saying
debatable.
nothing. Huh? Debatable? What do you mean debatable?
Just so you know this, Adam looks up to you.
I look up to everyone.
So, okay, number 1 miss. I got a bug in my eye.
It's the little truth-o-meter right there. That's how many shots we've taken so far. So if Larry tells you he's only missed twice, that's the truth.
Are you
That's
sure
right
that
there.
truth-o-meter works?